Hello, guys. How are you doing today? And in this session, I really want to talk about this new application that I'm working on. It's called Seven Land, and it's basically a project management app where you're able to create projects, and within that project, you can add a member, you can add documents and files, you can chat with your clients. You can chat with your team members, and there's also an option to chat with the client, and you can set different tasks. So I'm actually going to do an overview of this application once I am done, and well, it's something that I hope to, well, possibly sell the template for a very for a 1 year license at a very affordable rate, and I'll help you with the setup and everything regarding that. But today I want to talk about the charts, right? And how to create charts basically on this app. So this is more or less like a chart, right? With people within the application. And I just want to talk about that today. All right. So you can see that the chat has this functionality of, if you want to chat with somebody and you want to reply back to them, it puts like their profile picture. So I just want to walk you through the backend of what's going on. I'm not actually going to create it in this video because it's going to take too long, and there's a lot of things that are actually happening. For me to explain everything is going to be really tough. So I'm just going to just show like a behind the scenes, if you will, of what's really going on here. So let's start off. So first of all, what am I doing? I want to say that when I type somebody's name, right, um, the person shows up here. So this is a repeating group of users, or would I say participants within this task, within this project. So if I click on that person, I can just remove this. And even if I remove it, the person is already selected. So me, putting the backspace does not remove the person. The only way I can remove this person from being selected from this reply is if I should click on the person's image, and that person is gone. Let's try another person. Let's say Johnny. If I select Johnny, that's Johnny there. And I can also select Jamie as well. So this is a repeating group of different people. And if I don't want to reply to Jamie, I just remove Jamie there. So I can just say, Johnny, how's it going with the adverts? Are you making progress? And just like that, I have tagged Johnny in that conversation, right? And if we were to log in with Johnny's account, Johnny is going to get a notification that somebody chatted with him within the app. In short, let's see if we can try and log in with Johnny right now and see if he would get a notification like that. Okay, so we're still setting up notifications, so we're not going to really go through any of that today. All right, so what is really going on here? So let me go to the back end of this, right? And let me go into the design. So this is the chat group, and what I have beneath here, if I were just to take this out, I'm looking for my floating group. Excellent. So what I have here, I have a floating group. If I just scroll down to the end of the page, I have a floating group that basically acts as my comment section. Let me reduce this to 80 because it's kind of zoomed out and my laptop is quite small. So you have, a floating group here, right? And obviously this is like the, enter. If you want to upload a file, you click on this. It's, you're able to upload the file, and the file name comes up here when you upload the file. And so what you have here is a repeating group of users, right, within the application. This is a repeating group of users. It's their first name and all of that. right? So if I select this, it just does, do it, it's a repeating group. And because I am using this input field, this comment input as more or less a filtering system to filter the users that come up here. I'm using what we call a fuzzy search. And for that fuzzy search, I'm using a plugin called um what's it called? I'm using this search and autocorrect plugin, which basically allows me to link the data from this input form here to this repeating group. So it is basically matching whatever it is that I type here, right, to the search and autocorrect, matches the final ones. If I can open up the search and autocorrect that I have on this page, I think it's this finals, I'm not sure. You can see that it's saying search for users, search for the first name and the last name, and it is actually linked to the input box, which is this input box here. And I've set the threshold to 0.4, so it's actually pretty fast. It's pretty fast. And so what now happens? Then I have a workflow here set up that once a name is selected here, it drops into this repeating group, right? Which is basically linked to this to the custom state of this floating group. So this is more or less a repeating group that is based on a custom state. So if I open this repeating group now, so you can see it's linked to the custom state of this floating group excellence reply. So this person is selected as a reply person, as one of the replies. And so once they are selected, once they are selected from here. So if you click this person, this text, it's adds them to this floating group's reply. Does that make sense? And so they all stack up here, as many as they need to. And then once this comment is added, there's a workflow that says, then you're going to appear, hold on, I need to switch on the group chat. Yeah, that's it, the group chat. Yeah, so that's it. So there's a condition that says, this is for each reply for this comment. So every comment has like reply, which is a list of users, right? So there's a condition that states that this, first of all, this element is not visible on page load. Excuse me, not this one. I'm looking for the group. Okay, there we go. So this element is visible on page load and collapse when needed. And so when the reply count is 0, so that's when this chat does not have anybody that is replying to, this element is not visible. So that's basically the flow of how I've kind of set it up on the back end, so that when you are chatting with someone, so let's say I want to chat with Talden, for example, you can see that a person's name comes up, and I don't have to put the person's name. I can just remove the person's name and say, "How's it going?" And this person would be tagged. The person will know that, oh, I'm chatting with him, right? So basically, that's it, and that's how you are able to more or less you are able to more or less navigate through creating charts on your application. So there's a lot of things that I'm working on this application. It's going to have a home, it's going to have tasks. So for example, if I click on tasks, you're able to see the various tasks that are assigned to a client, and you're able to see the different projects, and you're also there are also certain roles that are you can also add documents and files to each project. there are things that I'm working on this application to make it excellent and just wonderful. So I'm coming to share with you guys, and hopefully you're going to be a client or customer that would purchase one of the templates. And I hopefully see you in Seven Land. Thank you and have a good day. Bye bye.